Right, so hello everyone. In this video, we are going to carry on working on a goal loop in OpenDora. So um, I'm kind of splitting the goal loop into two phases in OpenDora. One is basically to create and gather requirements, and the second will be to basically initiate the loop. So the way this will look is we've got some skills. Um, Two main skills will be um, requirements. Requirement skill is a simple skill that is basically helping to pick the user's brain, asking questions one at a time, um, to make sure that there's a picture built um, in relation to what the user wants to build, wants to achieve, and then we have another um, another skill that goes together. Well, actually, another two skills that go together with that. One is the product shaping, which is basically um, focusing on basically it's focusing on making sure that we create the proper vision and conventions.md. Now, vision is what product is, what it should be, and everything else. So that will be folder structure and nested visions within the folder structure. And visions are more like what this product is, what it isn't, and it's a business kind of logic described with the user. So think about it as a requirements, general requirements around the app, and it will be basically folder structure driven. So where we've got a specific package. So let's have a look at our folder structure for OpenDora. So we've got apps, and apps has vision, and that vision is basically whatever is at that level and below. Same as this vision in here is our general vision around OpenDora. As you progress um, down the folders, the each vision nested deeper and deeper should only relate to those specific folders and below. Same as conventions. Conventions is more technical. It's on purpose separated from visions now, and it's basically more technical description of what the product should be, shouldn't be, what libraries should it use, what rules we want to apply, what styles we want to apply, and everything else. So it's more like and this not necessarily then has to be across all the folders and everything else. It is just being placed where it makes sense. But if we want to keep specific folder structure, if we want to use specific frameworks, languages, whatever, this is where that goes, where the vision is basically just functionality of the app. So these two these two files um, are necessary later. So product shaping is going to be crucial in creating a goal. So if I want to create a new feature, migration, you know, anything really, well, I want to use basically goal shaping to create a goal. And as you can see, we've got those references in here, and that's how we store goals in our system. So the idea of the goal is obviously, Boris Cherny and um, Peter Steinberg. I'm hoping I'll remember it right this time. They talk a lot about it recently, or maybe not. Maybe there's a bit of a hype around that in the AI kind of world recently. Um, I mean, it's kind of similar concept to what Karpathy was saying about about the learning loop and improvement, self-improving loop. It's just being applied to kind of implementation of a feature. But the key here is that we have the requirements for the goal, how it should look, and what is in scope, what is out of scope, implementation notes, and everything else. What is forbidden, vision alignment. Goal is the most important thing. I'm kind of thinking, do we need to work a little bit more on the goal? Obviously, like a lot of that stuff I didn't even have time to review. I most of the time pointed the Minds agent in OpenDora to the resources that are talking about goals and everything else. So I didn't have really much time to sit down and think about, is the goal shaping correct, and does it really align? So I probably would need to review that, because so the goal shaping we need to probably work on. So let's see if we've got right, for whatever reason I've got that basically being put in there. So I need to fix that out. During the migration, obviously something went wrong, and now I can see, I think testing is bringing all of those unrelated agents. So I need to deal with that, but I'm not going to do it now. So what I want to do is goal skill review, and I want to see if I've got anything here I pasted from there. Now I'm going to create new session, And as you can see, we've got a lot of rubbish agents. I really need to fix that, but I'm not going to spend time now. Plus, the reason why I'm focusing today on OpenDora work and creating and improving skills and workflows with OpenDora is because I I run out of credit on almost like all the platforms are part of Codex, which I'm still using Codex at the moment to authenticate to OpenDora. So I'm using my Codex subscription. So Codex just refreshed. Well, I just got my limits refreshed, so I'm going to try to focus on that today. So yeah, I want to go in here and I want to go project setup. Let's have a look if right. Let me have a look if we can just find it. Right, look. Do we have anything around look? Okay, so we've got that. I'm just going to take the output from here and I will go back. I know it's a little bit lazy, but I am going to even speak to OpenDora and write. Can you investigate OpenDora's goal shaping skill? So load the goal shaping skill and see how that skill aligns with Boris Cherny's and Peter Steinberg's loop. So let's do. And by the way, I'm using to do my transcription. I'm using just a standard how's it called, web browser. So it's not an AI. That's why you can see the transcriptions are not being that good. But anyway, you can see what Minds is doing. Minds is an agent that manages basically all my skills, all my workflows, creates workflows and agents, and it basically manages ecosystem, including, you know, creating skills, managing skills, reading all the skills, listing skills, same as workflows, same as agents and everything else. So I basically asked him. Okay, so we need to align it. So what the goal shaping should be is work with the requirement skill to build and create a goal. The execution of the goal will be workflow that we do not need to worry about now. What we need to worry about is to make sure that the goal is shaped correctly so it can be executed as a goal. Okay, so bottom line, client should make. So do we change that is slug? Recommended goal.md shape. That's fine. Right. Okay. Think of the requirements as a supporting skill that should basically just help with any requirements. So if it's a goal, if it's not a goal, it's more about how to interact with the user, how to question the user, how to interview the user to get the best idea and get get the gist from the user of what he or she wants to build or fix or whatever. So it's more of a interview focus on like simple questions and trying to pick the user's brain into getting all the necessary things for whatever whatever task that needs to happen. Okay, so Okay, that makes sense. Right. So what what changes would you do we need to make for both of these skills to work perfectly? So now I want to check my Wild Minds is working on that. I'm going to check my skills. Selected skills. I've got goal shaping, requirements, product architecture. I don't really need product architecture. I'm gonna go to all skills. I've got goal shaping. Um, product shaping, goal shaping, product shaping, requirements. That's definitely two skills that I need. Three actually skills, if one can count. Right, so um, right. How is this going to work? Let's find out. I've got some prepared agentic harness app ideas. Okay, so I've got 5 ideas I asked earlier ChatGPT to prepare. So I'm gonna go with the first one, and I will ask product engineer, product owner, basically to create this for me. Right, product owner. Right, let's see what he's going to do. If he's gonna go in and get the requirements, skill. Oh, right. So yeah, I understand requirements. So yes, I would advise to create like a maybe SQLite backend. It is like web UI, so the UI will be accessed through the browser. The backend will, everything is local. We don't need like any logging in or anything like that. Single user, run in the browser, use TypeScript and Vite. So I give it some more context. I don't even know if that was basically given over there. Um, right. Before you do any of that, can you load product shaping and um, goal shaping? Right, let me have a look at tools that we have available. We've got question, it's just not using the question. Um, so yes, so what we definitely want to make sure is that we initiate that as a new project. So if it's a new project and product, we will shape it. We need the vision, we need the conventions and everything else. So that is kind of counterintuitive because we don't have a project yet. So we don't have the so right. So as we do not have the project initiated yet, and that will be obviously initiated by the workflow that creates the project and everything else, we kind of need to make sure we shape the vision and the product, and the goal then would be to initiate the project and capture basically everything. So although we cannot physically write the files because the folder structure does not exist, we need to make sure we utilize those instructions in those files to make sure that when we create the folder as a requirement, or when we create the project, we have all those files ready to be populated from the outset as an initiation as well. I'm kind of thinking what is the best way of basically implementing that and making sure that you basically, right, first we need to figure out why you didn't pick up on basically loading these two skills, and then we can worry about the rest of the requirement. Okay, yes, this open. Okay, so give me some instructions to the vision a or forwarded to vision to minds so that he can make the necessary changes to either requirements or to your own system prompt to make sure we basically follow the right order. So that's quite silly because so why don't we just fix the descriptions of those skills to basically tell the agent how to use them? Right, this is not going to work because basically the description you're providing is very, very like long. We just need like literally few sentences. We can't overwhelm the point of the description, name and the description of the skill is to keep it short and sweet, so we can load all of the skills names and the descriptions and direct the agent when to load entire skill. So think about the skill description as just a kind of suggestion to when to load it rather than entire explanation. Right, so this is going to be harder than I thought. Now, we need to figure out how to make these skills more kind of um, flexible in terms of like product shaping is fine and goal shaping is fine to do if there is a new request, if the product project slash project does not yet exist. So that needs to be kind of stated within the within the um, within the skills. We need to make sure that they are loaded. Like, when we talk about creating new product, new project, that should be detected straight away. It should be clear enough from the description of the skill that this is what we need to load. This is what we need to make sure it's available in the context for the conversation. The requirement is must, because it will work with goal shaping and and the product shaping only updates the files after the conversation. So if the project exists, it needs to basically detect the project where it is, read all the files and everything else. If it's a new project, obviously it cannot do that. So it needs to shape using the same methods the product and everything else, and prepare for basically implementation. And same as the goal will basically then would take the shape of the product and what we've done as a shape and turn it into single goal or multiple goals. This then would be passed over as a handoff to another agent to implement. So think about it as kind of almost like two different options. Like if we have already this folder structure and established folder, then we straight away write it in. If we don't, then we need to basically do all the work and hand it off. And then it means that all the files are created after file creation, folder creation. If you think there's a better way of doing it, let me know first. So the product shaping, goal shaping, like okay. Or do you think we should have just a split of basically new project versus existing project and two different sets of skills? Don't know again if I'm overcomplicating that or not. Um, right. So what? Okay. So what do we need to update to make it work well? Right. I am going to quickly just carry on my fixes test values in there, and I can come back to the goal shaping requirement stuff. Carry on. So be careful again with the requirements. Requirements is generic. It's not supposed to basically invoke any other skills or mention any other skills, because what is the point? It's complementary to all the skills, regardless if it's product shaping, goal shaping, or any other requirement within OpenDora system. So we need to make sure, like, if you've got kind of memory, just bloody use the memory and save it in the memory. I probably need to review how the memory works, but you know, have a look if you can save that in your memory, so we don't have to basically revisit that again and again. Requirements is just face value requirements, skill that basically asks the agent to go into requirements collection mode and basically picks user's brain one question at a time specifically, we can basically mention that in there using the question tool. So we want to mention that, and then we can mention as well in the requirements that it can analyze and advise on other skills to be loaded without mentioning those skills. So it might be basically like, consider complementary skills or something like that. Okay, so memory right didn't work. Right, so the question is, do we need to make any updates to the other two remaining skills? 77 percent of weekly limits. Okay, no worry. Okay, yes. So make the changes. Right, so is it done? Okay, whatever we've done here stopped our server, so I need to restart the server. Let's open it up. So good minds recommend. Okay, can you implement okay. So right on the other side we've got things cooking. I'm going to clearing tests on one side. Let's go back to our goal shaping task. Right, carry on. Manage agent. Why do we need? Right, what are we updating? What are you updating? Why are you updating? Okay. Skills caveman versus right, where is it this guy?
Yeah, we might be cooked. Whether
Where is it?
yeah, we might be cooked. Whether you like it or not, you will.
Where is my oh no. Where is the
Apple's M5 architecture is no longer just a blueprint hidden in a secret lab. It is a total disruption of the desktop computing market. The raw processing numbers
Right, where is this? Skill. Right. AI skills that
Microsoft just made GPT 5.5's accuracy jumped from 41% to 80% without touching a single parameter. They did it.
right. Do we have basically okay. At this stage, I'm just gonna go and basically try to implement this thing again. Right. Like, really, man? Right, fine. Let's copy this guy. Create new session. And let's see if he's gonna load the skills as expected. I'm really hoping he's going to load all 3 skills. Let's go. Tiny habit tracker. It even says it's a vague spec. And it seems like habit tracker is something I probably would need myself. Although I know I'm not going to use it. So he's thinking and thinking and thinking. What's going on, man? What? What is going on? Why are you shutting down? Right, I did anything or what? Like, literally, man, what's going on with you? Packages. Right, so we've got question. Right. Submit. Right, ask the question. So requirements was loaded, which is good. Like, what is going on? Right. Okay, it looks like from basically implementing what we wanted to implement it, I need to switch into troubleshooting mode, which is fun. So let's look at Claude. And let's fix the two things that were broken. Okay. Let's go into planning mode. Let's open up something to transcribe. I'm going to put it here so everyone can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to put in that on the other side quickly. So this can go really. So right, so your fixes and tests broke a few things. So and namely, suddenly I have multiple agents added into my side panel where the agents live. Some of them and most of them are not even agents. So I don't know what you've done. We already had that fixed. Your tests just went, or whatever you've done, just went and broke it again. So we need to make sure you fix this and you never break it again. So you can see examples of agents and actually user that was added to the agent panel that does not belong into the agent panel. So you can see you've got multiple entries of product owner / log / injection / persona. All that is basically loading files that are not agents. So our solution, I believe, was to make sure that we load only and filter only agents and show only agents that are JSON files to verify these are agents. And then you load the persona, but this should not dictate what is displayed inside the side panel anyway, because it's simply wrong. Another thing is that suddenly everything breaks. So I try to message the agent and suddenly the server shuts down. So it just exits the server for whatever reason suddenly. This was not the case before you made the changes. So basically, even if you think you didn't break these two things, you have. So I'm telling you now, in case you want to say, oh, this was pre-existing stuff and things. So yeah, I know you're going to say this was pre-existing bugs that are not my fault and whatever. Like, yeah, cry me a river, Claude. Right, I can quit that and see if Claude can fix that.